Clerk, please call the roll.
Councilman Samaluka.
Here.
Councilwoman Mazer.
Here.
Councilman Halco.
Here.
Councilman Camilleri.
Here.
Council President Conti.
Here. Please rise, salute the flag.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. Mayor.
Welcome, everyone. I'd like to call our Girl Scouts up to the podium. Please join me. And Sarah is going to sing the most beautiful song out of the most beautiful little girl's face for us this evening. Please remain standing.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Oh my God, just the best of the best. Ladies, please stand here. We're so proud of all of you, and that voice is just touching. Council, please come down and join us. We have seats here for you. So, yeah, Hollywood, the year of the girl, huh? Brought tears to my eyes. I'm sure many others in the audience also. This has been, the past month, a month of total excitement for the Township of Saddlebrook and for the city of Paterson. There's been so many people involved to help with this. The general public at large for contributing all the books that they did. The girls started off, it was about the first week of March, I'd say. We met here one Sunday afternoon with the parents and the leaders. And they started a goal for their books of about 500. Then the goal went to 1,000. Then they left here saying 5,000. And as I was keeping in touch with their troop leader, Jennifer Miller, constantly, the number kept going up and up and up. And before you know it, they said, we're going past the 10,000. So right now, the number collected was 27,187 books. I mean, it just unbelievable. And still after March 31st, when the date ended, the books were still coming. So we had asked many people to put them in the drop box for the that the firemen have out there for those underprivileged. Now, tonight we have many special guests here. We have the City of Paterson represented. We have the City of Paterson Public Library represented. We have a book publisher here. We have our historian here, and I will be calling them up and introducing them, and having the girls help me give the presentations to the people that worked hard and helped. At this time, though, I'd like to start off by reading something very special for the girls. It's a proclamation declaring March 31st, 2013 as the completion date of project, give the gift of reading. This was the girls' choice for their project. Whereas the Saddlebrook Girl Scout Troop 4324 participated in the Big Book Drive campaign to help the Paterson North Side Library branch replace books lost when Hurricane Irene flooded the city of Paterson. And whereas the Big Book Drive was sponsored by the Paterson Public Library System, the Record and Herald News with the Fairlawn and Ridgewood libraries, and whereas the Township of Saddlebrook wishes to congratulate Girl Scouts Troop 4324 for their hard work, their dedication, and commitment to service. Now therefore be it resolved that I, as the Mayor of the Township of Saddlebrook, do hereby declare March 31st, 2013 as the completion date of Project Give the Gift of Reading, and commend all of you girls in your troop, again, on your leadership, your dedication, and impressive contribution. Girls, thank you from the bottom of our hearts for helping all those children out there. So each of you will get your own personal proclamation so that you can put it in your little memory box. Now at this time, I'd like each of you to introduce yourselves and tell our audience a little bit about the book drive and your feelings.
Okay, my name is Alexis Curry, and I really want to help because I just love helping, and I just want to say thank you, and I really appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Taylor, and I'm very glad that we sold this many books, and I'm glad that we can help the kids in Paterson. Hi, my name is Sarah, and I'm very happy that we worked together to collect over 27,000 books for the kids of Paterson, and I want to thank everyone that helped us collect books. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Rebecca. This project means a lot to me because I love to help people, and I want to thank everybody that helped us.
Hi, my name is Kelly. I would like to thank everybody that helped and decided to take some books that they didn't want and help these kids who don't have any books. Thank you.
Okay, first we're going to have a very special gift. This is from the heart of Saddlebrook. It's a paperweight, and it's for each one of you from the township, from myself, and on it it reads your name and the gift of reading, 27,187 books on today's date. Additionally, I was able to get you a Girl Scout bracelet, and on it it has Year of the Girl charm beside your Girl Scouts. And well-deserved, because this project was spectacular. So Rebecca, congratulations, honey.
Thank you.
And now we have Kelly. Congratulations. And Sarah.
Thank you.
Alexis. Wear your bracelets in good health, girls, and always remember the great things you did for those children. At this time, I'd like to call forward Mr. Jack Wasdyke. Mr. Wasdyke, would you like to say a few words, please?
I would love to say a few words. Hi, everybody. If you see tears in my eyes, it's because I came back from the eye doctor. But just consider them tears of joy, because it's so wonderful to participate in occasions like this. For those of you who don't know me, I've been in Saddlebrook since 1944. I'm a township historian and saw this town grow from really a farming town to the tree-lined suburban town that it is today. And the town was built by people like Otto Peely and Sam Vanderlinde, who dedicated themselves to giving, to contributing. And there's something special about people who contribute. One of my teachers, Mrs. Long, and there's a school named after her, had a saying, if there's a will, there is a way. And I found in my life that that is correct, and these young ladies exemplify, if there is a will, there is a way. What a tremendous accomplishment. I applaud them, the scouting movement also, their parents who probably put in a lot of work, and of course the mayor and township council and everybody else who helped. I never thought I would become a historic artifact, but that's what I am right now. We wrote a book called Saddlebrook, A Portrait of Our Past. There was no book before this time, and the history of Saddlebrook really would have been lost. And so tonight, each one of our young ladies will be the recipient of Saddlebrook, A Portrait of Our Past. And Mr. Brander, would you help me? Bob Brander is part of our historical society. This is for Alexis, and thank you, my dear. You kids are just beautiful. Taylor? I knew that. Sarah. Sarah? Rebecca? You're welcome. Kelly? Kelly, again, you have proven that if there's a will, there's a way. What they did was just monumental, especially for people in this age group. And I hope that people recall all the contributions that were made freely by people historically in this town, and the children are part of that process. You are now part of Saddlebrook history. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Certificate of Appreciation presented to Jack Wasdike.
Thank you. And you? And last but not least.
Thank you, Mr. Wasdike.
Thank you, Mayor.
Make sure you have a signature on those books, ladies. Get it personalized. Okay, next we'd like to introduce Mary Wilson. Mary, please come forward. Mary and Jennifer Miller were on the phone quite often throughout this campaign. I know it for sure. And I think tonight is the first night that you ladies have been able to meet personally. And we're honored. You're the librarian at the library. And along with Mary, I'd like to call up the president. I believe it, yes. Maribel, please come forward. Step over here by the girls. That's what's important.
Well, of course, I ran into her on my way, and her family, her gorgeous family.
So please, a few words if you would.
Thank you. You know, the girls should be very proud of themselves. The amount of work, effort, and skills that they showed to do this were phenomenal. But what was even more phenomenal was the effort of the parents and the town of Saddlebrook. Maybe because they live where they live, they are how they are. Congratulations to the girls and to Saddlebrook. Thank you.
I also would like to thank everyone, because believe me, to see you this young, working so hard, it actually makes us work harder now at the library to really, to really bring a lot more to the children. On behalf of the children of Paterson, we thank you very much, but not only we're gonna have books at the library, but they get to take book home, which for you probably is not a lot, but for them to start their own library or at least have a bookshelf at home is a lot. So we thank you very, very much for this little one. I can't believe that, she's gonna be walking carrying books. Thank you. And to the parents, and you should be very, very proud of yourself, because this shows the future leaders here of Sallerbrook. So maybe someday we're gonna see you sitting here.
Certificate of Appreciation presented to Mary Wilson.
Certificate of Appreciation presented to the City of Paterson.
Thank you.
I'm going to grab this back. A little quid pro quo here, because I have things for the girls. Alexis, a certificate, and we got little Girl Scout stickers. Taylor and Sarah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Rebecca and Kelly. Thank you all.
Thank you.
And I'll just leave. Oh. There we go. Thank you.
Thanks so much. Thank you. Now there's another person here who is here tonight as a reporter from the Bergen Record, but I've also asked her to come forward and receive the certificates of award for the Herald News, the Community News, and the Bergen Record, because without your efforts of reporting, I don't think the public would have been as aware. Allison, please step forward. All these goodies. Pile keeps getting bigger and better. Allison, we're truly grateful for the reporting news, and as I said to the girls, women in leadership is a wonderful thing, and that's what they're learning about. And I had pointed out earlier this evening, here's another woman in leadership, Allison, who did so much reporting along with all her constituents. So our girls have a certificate for you, Allison, to please hand to your subordinates.
Certificate of Appreciation presented to Herald and News.
Thank you.
Certificate of Appreciation presented to the Bergen Record. Certificate of Appreciation presented to the Community News.
Thank you.
Thanks again.
Thanks
Allison.
so much.
Okay, our next person we'd like to have come up is Robin. Robin came to our first meeting. She's a book publisher. Was. Still is. It's always in the heart. Come on over by the girls, Robin, and perhaps you can tell the public more about you and the efforts, because your initial donation, which I'll let you tell, I think it was $5,000, then it grew from there. So this woman was a great incentive to make the girls get that number up higher and higher, correct? Wasn't she really there pushing?
Thank you. My story with this project started with I believe the first article that I read in the Bergen Record about the book drive for the Paterson Library. And the next day there was an article about the efforts of the Girl Scouts here. Now, I am a former Girl Scout. I grew up in Rutherford, went through Girl Scouts all the way through high school. I, over the years, moved to Canada and was a Girl Guide leader in Canada when my own daughters were going through, but I also was a book publisher in Canada. And in the year 2000, I had the opportunity with my family to move back down to New Jersey, and the inventory of the books went into a storage locker because I was doing other things. And when I read these two articles, my thought immediately went to, I can donate books from the inventory. We had a children's book that would have worked perfectly for young children in Paterson to have their own personal copy of. I wasn't quite sure what my inventory looked like. I thought it was somewhere around 4,000 books, and that's what I offered. And when we finally went and picked up the books, it was over 6,800 copies of this book that will be, I understand, going to the children to take home with them in Paterson on it. I was pleased to come in and work with the girls and let them know that their initial goal of 500 was a very low estimate because I was going to increase that right away. And I was so pleased that they found it in their hearts to go after even more and more and more books along the way. So I was very pleased with and happy for your efforts and what you've accomplished. And you set your mind to it, you can make things happen. So congratulations, girls.
Certificate of Appreciation presented to Robin Rienstra Bryant.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Robin. The girls couldn't have done it without you. You gave them the heart of the everything to get started. Now I'd like to call up Jennifer Miller, the Scout leader. And along with Jennifer, we have Cindy Terwilliger, who just loves to come up in front of audiences. Sandy Chiarella is not here. Is she here? Sandy, you just snuck in on us. Come on in. Okay, each one of you pass one down, please. And then we have another. She has membership in the Girl Scouts who joined us this evening, Jeanette Rafferty. Please come forward. Okay, then, who's here? Oh, I'm sorry. Lynn Weber. Any other leaders out there? Please come forward. Come on by the girls, because that's what you're all about, the leaders that help these young ladies move forward. Jen, come on over. Join the girls, sideways, backwards. We tried to do the best we could with collecting the names of the people that were involved, and as you see tonight, there are a few here that weren't on the list, so I do apologize. We do have certificates here this evening for some of you, and those that we do not have, we certainly will be getting them to you. But I'd like Jennifer to talk about another person who's not here this evening. His name is Adam Thatcher, I believe. Wachter. Jen, could you please tell the audience your experience with him?
Sure. When this first began, we really didn't think we were going to collect 27,000 books. And when it began to accumulate about 1,000 books a day, I got a call from a man from 1-800-JUNK. And he said, my company is called 1-800-JUNK, and my name is Adam Wachter. And if you have a large amount of books, I would like to donate my time, my crews, and the trucks from my company to come and pick the books up and bring it to the Paterson Library for you and your Girl Scout troop. And, you know, I said, thank you very much, and I hung up, and he, in fact, had to come to pick up between 5,000 and 7,000 books on 2 different occasions, which saved us a lot of time. But what a kind-hearted person to just reach out to us from an article in the Record and say, hey, I want to help. And he absolutely sent crews of men and 2 trucks to come and pick up these whenever I called him. So although he's not here, I just want to thank him very much. He was a big part of this and a big help. Thank you, Adam.
Thank you.
And according to Jennifer, he couldn't believe that he was invited here to our public meeting to receive his acknowledgement.
Oh, he wanted to know what to wear. He was excited, so maybe he got caught up working tonight. But yeah, very nice.
Well, evidently he is the devoted person, and publicly we regret he's not here, but we're so grateful for him. Now, along with him also were the parents, of course, driving here, there, and everywhere, picking up the books, but we'll get there later. Ms. Terwilliger.
I just want to thank everyone because, well, first of all, Jen, without all of her work of pushing everything, I don't think we would have gotten half as far. I want to thank all the families who were overloaded with books and took the time to drop them off for us. I just think this is a wonderful thing that all these children are going to have books to take home with them. Thank you.
Thank you. You're next.
I'm next.
Name, rank, serial number, a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I didn't know I was talking, but okay. My name is Jeanette. Yes. I work for membership development at Girl Scout Council. So coming out to events like this is always a pleasure to obviously see the hard work and these girls show off what Girl Scouting is all about. And obviously thank the leaders, thank everybody the parents, because if without them, these girls wouldn't be up here. And congratulations.
Okay. Hi, I'm Sandra Chicarella from SUM from Girl Scouts Saddlebrook. I'm really amazed what you girls have done. I have to tell you, I've told you before, I just think that was a wonderful thing to do. I mean, to overgo what your goal was is just terrific. You girls should be very proud of yourself. Your parents, I'm sure, are very proud of you as well. And it's good to see so many people here supporting Girl Scouts. I just think that's wonderful. Oh, I'm SUM, which is the service unit manager. Sorry. I just help the girls organize everything. You know, I have a lot of help from my staff. I know. We won't go into that. I'm sorry. And I introduced her wrong. But here you go.
Hello, I'm Lynn Weber from Girl Scouts of Northern New Jersey. Sandy is a little bit humble, to say the least. She is the service unit manager of Saddlebrook, and she runs all the leader meetings. She has a lot of help there from Darlene Cooper. And Darlene, you should come up too. You know, but girls, I have to say, you are the buzz over at Girl Scouts of Northern New Jersey. We are so proud of you. And honestly, when a troop steps up like this and does things like this, and it was such a big job, it wasn't a one-time deal. There's no better example to people who don't or are not familiar with Girl Scouts, that that's what it's all about. And I thank you, parents, for supporting them. It means more than I could even say. So congratulations, girls.
Sorry, Darlene, it's your turn now. I know you were hiding in the back corner. Sometimes my contacts go.
My name is Darlene, and I'm a former service unit manager for Saddlebrook Girl Scouts, and I'm currently now with Girl Scouts of Northern New Jersey. Excuse me. And I want to say I am extremely proud of these girls. I'm going to get very emotional because of their enthusiasm. I've seen them since they were daisies. The joy that they bring to Girl Scouting is such a joy, and it makes me happy to see them continuing on in Girl Scouts. And girls, I love you all, and I'm so proud of you. So congratulations.
Thanks, Darlene. As I said earlier, I don't have, and again with my apologies, all of the certificates, but we'll let our young ladies, our young scouts, hand out what they do have.
Certificate of Appreciation presented to Sandy Ciccarella.
Certificate of Appreciation presented to Jennifer Miller.
Certificate of Appreciation presented to Cindy Jewelry.
Great job, ladies. Again, to all the Scout leaders that are here, we're so proud of what you do as mothers to encourage the girls in their leadership role into the future. God bless you all. Please stay in your positions. Don't leave us. Don't leave Saddlebrook, because you certainly have done miraculously wonderful, great things with this book drive. So at this time now, I would like to have the parents of our Scouts come forward, because as I said earlier, these parents were picking up the books, putting them in cars, trucks, vans, driving all throughout town, and I know without your support, our future leaders wouldn't be the leaders they are. So now I have from the girls, from your daughters, if you can get behind your daughters, please, squeeze in. We do the best with the facilities we have. And here's the family photo. So if somebody wants to lend somebody the camera in the back. Any volunteers for cameras for family photos? Sean, where's the camera? Can we give it to someone out here in the audience? All right. These are moments in time that you have to have and cherish. Ladies, just so we don't trip, but wait 1 second for the picture, or do it now and then you can take another later, because the girls have something to present to their moms and dads. And we all know the symbol of love, and the flower that's the symbol of love is the rose. So the girls have gifts for their moms and dads. Now all they have to do is just sneak behind, choose a white rose and a red rose, and then you decide which parent gets the white and which parent gets the red. Because we know your parents love you and you love them equally as much, and that's quite a bit of what the Township of Saddlebrook and Scouting is all about. And you could kiss your parents too in front of the camera and hug. I think that would be a nice thing to do.
Thank you. That was very nice. Thank you.
Anyone like to take any other pictures? Or someone went in the back.
Oh, with our roses?
Yes. Picture taking. Tell us when everybody's good.
Good. Oh, no. Mrs. Camilleri.
Oh, Mrs. Camilleri. Okay? Everyone good. Parents, thank you so much. We couldn't have done it without you. Girls, you can remain here. Congratulations. Now, I'm hoping I didn't forget anyone out in the audience regarding the book drive. If I have, you can step forward now and be recognized. If not, I certainly appreciate the fact that you took time out tonight to recognize and honor our Girl Scouts. Now I'm turning the mic over to Jennifer Miller.
I just want to thank everyone who helped us with this book drive in any way, whether you donated one book or 6,817 books. Everyone contributed to changing the lives of a lot of children, and it was nice to see the community come together and do that. I want to especially thank the girls and their parents for being so diligent and caring that much to do all this work at their young ages. There's no doubt in my mind they will go on to be very successful female leaders and contributors in their communities as adults. I especially want to thank the mayor and council for having us here for this lovely ceremony tonight, and thank everyone who was involved. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
This little secret was we were going to ask Sarah if she'd sing another closing song.
I didn't come with my music. I'm sorry. I didn't come with her music. If I would have known it, I'm sorry.
I'm a lady of surprises sometimes, so we'll forgive you. We'll get her back into another meeting. Ladies, thank you. Thank you so much for my flowers. You know how much I love flowers. So I will bring these home and put them in my vase and be thinking of you for another good week to 10 days, as I've always been thinking of you throughout the month of March. And we'll see you back here on another project very soon, and I hope you all move forward and get that Gold Award, okay? Because that's what you're going to be working towards. Again, congratulations, and it's my honor once again to present our Scouts from Troop 4324. And Jen, what was the matter with our other Scout that isn't here tonight?
She wasn't feeling well. Yes, I'm sorry. There's one Scout missing. Her name is Tiana Governelli, who worked very diligently also on this. She wasn't feeling well and she couldn't make it, but we would like to thank her along with the group. We're sorry she's not with us.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And also tonight, the girls will be staying for the entire meeting because they want to learn more about government. So that the future, we have 6 here, I don't know, there's 5 council people, a mayor, so that's 6. You can fill all of those seats after you listen to tonight's meeting, okay? Thank you. Thank you, Council President.
Yes.
How old are you?
2-minute recess. We're going to take a 2-minute recess.
Clerk Pete Ladico to come forward, please. This is a special proclamation to a special someone here this evening. This happens to be Municipal Clerks Week, May 5th through the 11th. And Pete has served many, many years. How many years, Pete?
It's my 17th year.
As clerk, and he's also president of the Bergen County Clerks Association. And this deserves to be read because it somewhat describes his work. Whereas the office of the municipal clerk, a time-honored and vital part of local government, exists throughout the world, and whereas the office of the municipal clerk is the oldest among public servants, and whereas the office of the municipal clerk provides the professional link between the citizens, the local governing bodies, and agencies of government at other levels. And whereas municipal clerks have pledged to be ever mindful of their neutrality and impartiality, rendering equal service to all. Whereas the municipal clerk serves as the information center on functions of local government and community. Whereas municipal clerks continually strive to improve the administration of the affairs of the office of the municipal clerk through participation in education programs, seminars, workshops, and the annual meetings of their state, province, county, and international professional organizations. Whereas it is most appropriate that we recognize the accomplishments of the office of the municipal clerk, that office of which Peter Lodico serves us above and beyond the call of duty. Now, therefore, as mayor of the Township of Saddlebrook, and together with the Township Council, do recognize the week of May 5th through May 11th as Municipal Clerk Week, and further extend our appreciation to our municipal clerk, Peter Lodico, and to all municipal clerks for the vital services they perform and their exemplary dedication to the communities they represent. Congratulations. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Council President.
Mr. Lodico.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Okay. Adequate notice of this meeting has been sent to all council members on April 5th, 2013, in all legal newspapers in accordance with the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975.
The public is hereby advised that any statements made during the meeting of the Township Council of the Township of Saddlebrook may not be privileged or protected, and that persons or entities who take issue with such comments or are offended by saying may and have in the past or legal redress through the courts. Any member of the public who addresses the council speaks for themselves and not of the council.
I need a motion to open to the public, please.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Mr. Simluka, second by Ms. Mazer. The meeting is now open to the public. Anyone like to be heard? Yes, sir, Chief.
Good evening, Mr. Town Council President, Mayor Chamberlain, Township Council members, our professional staff, Girl Scouts, and the most important people in the room, all of you. First of all, I want to acknowledge the Girl Scouts and what they accomplished, not only tonight in being recognized amongst your community, but most importantly for making your community and especially your parents very proud of what you do. You have leadership traits and you have done leadership within your age group, which will enable children of your age and also younger to try and be just like you and be future contributors to our community and to really world peace, and that's what you guys are doing, and I want to sincerely thank you for what you do, and on behalf of a grateful community, keep up the great work. Also, I want to recognize Peter Lodico, a man who's been here for many, many years, longer than all of us, and I've been here close to 30 years, and Pete's been here on various levels throughout those years, in political battles, on political different sides, and needs to be neutral in the middle at all times, and friend or foe, he is the guy that makes everything happen here. So congratulations, Pete, on your commendation tonight. But the reason why I'm here, Mr. Council President, and the governing body as a whole, I want to thank you for allowing the Deputy Chief and I to present our information to you, which we did on Tuesday. I didn't realize that we were here longer than 1 hour going over a very passionate conversation about the future of the police department. And we talked about a lot of things. What I want to do tonight is kind of focus all those things that we talked about and focus it into a productive path for the future. We primarily spoke about the need for hiring in the police department, which I think we're all on board with. But I also wanted to stress the table of organization in the police department. And I sent you an email yesterday, and I'm sure everybody has the opportunity to know what that email and topic is all about, and it's about the topic I'm about to present to you, and that is, I would like you to consider instituting a moratorium or a temporary suspension of any promotion within the police department from this day forward. And the reason why I do that is because it's important to highlight that our table of organization is out of balance. I think we know that. Table of organization is established by township ordinance. That is the law of the town, and it's been established many, many years ago, and it's been changed over the years. Currently, the law of this town says that the township can have 34 police officers, and it breaks it down by various ranks. It says of the 34, 14 of those to be supervisory positions. The remaining 20 can be police officers. Today, we stand at 14 supervisors and 11 police officers, almost half. In close to 2 to 3 months, we will lose 2 additional police officers, of one of the captain rank and one of the police officer rank. We'll be down to 23. And at 23, you're going to have 13 supervisors telling 10 police officers what to do. It is an upside-down pyramid. To correct that, we need to take a thorough and exhaustive review of the table of organization. We need to take a look at it as to where we've been in the past, where we are today, and where we will be in the future. We have to stop plugging the promotional vacancies that occur without putting the police officers on the bottom or the foundation. It is incumbent upon the Township Council, who enables the town to have 34 police officers, to make up your mind whether you're going to give us 34 or you're going to change it to maybe be 30, maybe 23. Maybe we want to stay at 23. But if we do, you need to take the balance of the 14 supervisors and match it to the 9 police officers. My goal isn't to tell you to stop at 23. My goal, as I said it Tuesday, is to eventually bring us up to 31. I think that's fair, and it's fair to say we're not going to get there overnight. But 23, we should rise to maybe 26 or 27, and then maybe the following year get up to 30, 31. That's where we should be. So again, I ask you, I can't tell you what to do. I can only recommend to you that we need to put a cessation or a suspension of promoting any future police officers until such time as we have a plan. Because the plan right now says 34. And the only thing we plan is to promote people into the 14 slots, but the 20 aren't filled. Soon there's going to be only 9 of those. It's an upside-down pyramid. You got too many people telling too less people what to do. So I wanted to leave you tonight with that thought in mind. Obviously, there is no vacancy until July 1st. We have a captain retiring effective July 1st. And like I said to you on Tuesday, we need to take a timeout. We need to take an exhaustive look at the table of organization, utilizing input from maybe not only myself, but from others, maybe some other experts in the field, if you know of any. But I think we outlined a table of organization for everybody's satisfaction. We did it Tuesday. And it's a work in progress, but I need to have the commitment of of the mayor and township council to work with the members of the police department, especially the administration, to do what's right for the future of the citizens we represent. It's so important. With that being said, I'm not putting anybody on the spot. I'm not telling you to pass that resolution tonight, but I need you to consider the cessation of any future promotions until such time as we agree to, or at least have an opportunity to debate and agree upon a final product. That is so important. It's not asking a lot. I think the 5 Girl Scouts can agree to that. So with that being said, I hope we didn't challenge anybody's feelings Tuesday. It was a very candid, very open and honest discussion we had.
Absolutely.
Again, it wasn't aimed to disrupt our relationship. I know we have a professional relationship because it's so important what's at stake. And the stake is the community of Saddlebrook and the public safety of that town. With that being said, thank you for your time Tuesday. Thank you for your time tonight. And I thank you for the spirit of cooperation that I believe is in the mindset of this mayor and council to work together with me to make sure that we do what's right for the citizens of Saddlebrook and each and every member of that police department.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you very much.
Just through the chair to the chief. Chief, I appreciate your concerns with the table of organization, and we should look into this. My concern is, today, I did a little homework, and this table of organization, just for public's reference, in 2004, it was changed to a rank of 14. 1 chief, 1 deputy chief, 2 captains, 3 lieutenants, 7 sergeants. In 2006, it was changed again to 1 chief, 1 deputy chief, 3 captains, 3 lieutenants, 9 sergeants, and a total force of 36, which makes a rank of 17. In 2008, it was changed again to 1 chief, 1 deputy chief, 3 captains, 3 lieutenants, 8 sergeants for a rank of 16, and 32 police officers total in the department. In 2008, the total department was changed from 36 to 34. In 2009, it was changed again from 1 chief, 1 deputy chief, 3 captains, 3 lieutenants, to 6 sergeants for a total rank of 14 and a total force of 34. I mean, that's 5 changes, or 6 changes, from 2004 to 2009. I mean, that's a concern of mine, because why does this table go up, down, up? So, I mean, the police department should be stable, I think, at least in my opinion. I mean, that's a big concern. You know, I can't answer why, because I wasn't sitting up here then, but, you know, that's something we need to look into as a council as to, you know, why such instability in the police department and this table of organization. We do need to look into it, and we need to put some time, so every year a different council gets on and they make changes. I mean, the police department should be stable, and that's my opinion.
I agree, and perhaps you haven't been up there long enough to understand that there's a balance of power, and in those years, those changing table of organizations were because the mayor, who's the administration of the township, and the governing body is 2 separate branches there.
Oh, I
it's important
understand
to have that
yeah.
balance of power, because what the mayor wants, if you don't change the table of organization right now, and you funded those positions, the mayor could appoint 14 supervisors and 20 police officers. Obviously, there's a cost involved, so it's hard to get the 20 police officers even if you don't want them. But what's important to understand is that the council can regulate. If you don't change or stop the promotions, the mayor can continue to promote up to 14. So what I'm trying to say is that July 1st comes, if you don't stop or invoke this moratorium that I'm asking, I'm not saying the mayor will or won't, but the mayor can. And that's what I'm trying to get the mindset into 5 governing body representatives to say, wait a minute, we control that. So let's do something. The chief has a point. Let's look at the table of organization. At the very least, you just said, why is it changing? It should be stable. Let's take a time out. Let's study it. Let's get police officers, most importantly, hired to get them into the police academy or hired into our township, trained for 5 months, then go out on a road with our regular police officers for another 3 to 6 months. It's going to take 1.5 years if you hire them today. June, of this year, we're losing the captain. September, we're losing the police officer. They have accumulated time. They're gonna leave before that. You're gonna have 23 police officers where 34 was used to be.
Yeah, we covered this the other night. I mean, I understand, absolutely. But we do need to look into this so we can try and keep it stable for the future. So every year it doesn't go up, down, sideways, and whatever.
Just as a real point question through the chair, Mr. Halco, do you believe that we should be promoting people before we take a look at the table of organization?
I think
or hire new additional police officers?
We need to take a look at this as a entire council and see what direction we need to go in.
I would ask that you just invite me to that setting.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mr. Conti, and again, I am sorry if I offended feelings here, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm passionate about what I do. I've been here 29 years. I've been the chief of police in my 19th year. 19 years, longer than anybody up there serving on the Township Council. Township resident for many years, my father's been a part of it. Not only do I know law enforcement, I know the background of politics. And I want you to work together with the police department to commit to doing the right thing. That's all I'm asking for.
Thank you, Chief.
Chief, just got a question. In terms of the rank versus the file, if a sergeant gets promoted to a lieutenant in our department, how would that change the numbers? Wouldn't that just be, they would be the same, it's just that they would change rank?
Well,
You're not adding another hierarchy, you're just changing that person's rank. So if someone got promoted from a sergeant, let's say, to a lieutenant, the numbers, the balance of 14 versus 10, or whatever, wouldn't change. The only change in promotion-wise, in terms of differentiating between the officers and the patrolmen, would be if you have a patrolman that gets promoted to a sergeant.
Right, so if you didn't hire on the bottom, it does change. The 1410 equals 15.9, you know what I mean? So understand, I think we're going somewhere where we should be
Right.
going. We're understaffed, and we
honestly-
need to freeze promotions until such time as we figure out where we want to be.
I think we
Where
have to
wanna
sit
be
down
and
as
where
a
you want to be are
whole.
two different things.
Right. I think we have to sit down as a whole, as a council, and with the chief involved, and sit down and hash this out. I think that's the right way to go.
I think it is too, and I thank you very much for your
I
time.
thank you.
God bless.
Next, who wants to be heard? Next.
Yeah, my name is Lou Varelli. I'm a resident of Saddlebrook, going on 30 years. I'm a taxpayer, and I want to get something out in the open that happened while I was running the rec department. I just want to let everybody here know I requested closed-door meetings on several occasions from December to February. It never came to pass. I didn't know what else to do, so I'm coming here. All right, because, excuse me, I'm going to read this here because I want to make sure I don't mess it up. Because transparency is vitally important to government matters, and as a town which is committed to transparency, I feel it only appropriate to bring to light some current events that have transpired but have been very hush-hush, so to speak. Since I was never granted the opportunity for a closed-door meeting, I wish to be heard tonight and then be done with this whole affair. I was appointed Recreation Director by Mayor Chamberlain in 2010. I ran the program for 2 years, and I can honestly say that we expanded the program, made some changes, some very good changes, and we were working on other things that would be very beneficial to the children of the township. We tried, like I said, we tried to work out as many kinks as possible, and I think for the first year and a half, everything was going very well. We were very successful. Then, for some unknown reason at the time, things began to unravel. I don't want to go into particulars, but I feel a sort of bullying campaign was initiated against the rec department by the council and other parties. Like I said, things took an ugly turn. There's some stuff I decided not to say because we do have children here and I want to respect them. In February, unfounded accusations were lodged against the rec department. The accusations stemmed from alleged incidents in March of 2012 that were brought to light 11 months afterward, after the so-called incident. And it happened to be 3 days after a certain party with a relative on the council was removed from this position. I find it a bit curious as to why there was such a time lapse, and even more curious as the timing of these accusations were made. Why weren't these incidents brought up a lot sooner? Why only after the removal of this person? And more importantly, none of these accusations were ever proven. There was a meeting with the rec department, our accuser, a witness, a so-called witness, I'm sorry, Mayor Chamberlain, Township Attorney Brian, I'm sorry, I forgot your last name. Let's see, Administrator Pete Ladico, Councilman Simaluka, and Halco. The meeting was apparently set up to get the accusations out there so they can set the stage for the incoming firing, or whatever you want to call it. While we were at the meeting, Councilman Joe Camilleri showed up sometime during the meeting and inquired as to why he was not told about this meeting. Then he asked, what was going on. So it was explained to him, I forget by who, somebody said something. Joe wasn't happy. He walked out, spoke to Mayor Chamberlain outside. Then he came back in to put his opinion out there. During this time, 2 councilmen were there, and it was not only till the second time that Mr. Camilleri came back that Mr. Halco left. So there were 3 council people there for almost a half hour. There were 3 council people there for almost a half hour, which is a direct violation of the Sunshine Law that states if 3 or more council people are there, it has to be announced as a public meeting. This was not a public meeting, it was not announced. A relative of the accuser who was on the council was there for both meetings. He should have recused himself as a direct conflict of interest. He should have had no say or vote in the matter. This is a violation of the Township Ethics Code, Section 14.5A, A1, and A7. Briefly stated, the Ethics Code that all township officials must abide by requires that any official who has a personal interest, directly or indirectly, disclose that interest and disqualify him or herself from deliberations or from taking any kind of action in his official capacity. We had 2 lawyers in the room, and yet it still went on. So that was that part. Now, also, we were also appointed by the mayor. Only she has the say in whether I stay or I go. If the council decides to fight her on it, then the council may, for cause, and I have my letter here without any cause whatsoever. They remove a municipal employee, which I was, upon notice and an opportunity to be heard. There was neither in this matter. The accusations, unproven, undocumented, so there can be no cause, and we were never given an opportunity to defend ourselves against the alleged incidents, which is something I wanted to talk to the entire council about. So we were removed at a council meeting, at a closed meeting again the following week, and the rec department was not invited to attend or have a say-so to the entire council. Now, we also removed 3 or 4 other commissioners, and we were never questioned about why we did it. Other directors removed commissioners and coaches and were never questioned. Why is it when a friend of the council and a relative of one is let go, the directors go too? I never heard of this before, and it amazes the heck out of me. I had another word, but the ladies are here. As I said earlier, in an effort for transparency, I feel it is necessary to get this out because there's all sorts of stories out there and I'm sick of hearing them. I am not looking for reappointment. I believe the township should be aware of what really happened and what occurred. And I wish to add that this in no way is directed at anyone who was not influenced in any way at the proceedings. I am not sure if I will go any further on this matter. My sincere hope and desire is that this never happens to anybody again. And I thank you for the opportunity to be heard. Now, just one more thing. I had an unblemished reputation. I'm in this town, it'll be 30 years the end of this month. Unblemished. Nobody has ever said, I did this wrong, that wrong, or the other thing wrong. All of a sudden, these people find out this one guy comes up with something, and voila, I'm no damn good no more. And that's no good either. So like I said, I just wanted to get this out there. I'm sorry I had to do it at a public meeting. I did ask for the council for closed door meetings. I was never given it a chance. That's all I got to say.
Thank you. I think we'll address that at the end. During council comments, we'll address, so we can move along, and we'll address all the comments at council comments. Who else would like to be heard?
I don't know the situation that Mr. Varelli, Pat Brantner, 302 East Lansing Court. I don't know the situation that Mr. Varelli is talking about. I am talking only about the man, and I know him for a very long time. Our children went to school together. My daughter Jean volunteered with him when he ran the Challenger League. I have never, ever, ever have known anyone to say a bad thing or anything to put a blemish on this man's record. From someone who worked with the man, who saw him and saw him in action, he's a wonderful man. I don't know what the situation is. I can't speak of that, but I will speak of the man. And he is a good neighbor, was a good friend, and a good friend to Saddlebrook, and good friend to all the children in the Challenger League. And I thank him for his service.
Sure, Mr. Rodriguez.
Good evening, everybody. Omar Rodriguez, 275 Madison Avenue, former council president for 4 years. First and foremost, I would like to say, Council President, several times I told you that the 10-minute rule is not democratic. We should exchange ideas. I think that our chief of police, the person that is in charge of our safety, to go for the 10-minute rule, something is wrong with this picture. You cannot shield on the 10-minute rule. Council President, this is about the future of our town. And 10 minutes, don't buy that. I would like to start with the Mayhill Street extension or ordinance that you passed on first reading. And I would like to start by asking, through the chair, if I may, Councilman Camilleri, do you have the first reading of the ordinance draft in paper in front of you when you vote the first time?
No.
Well, I don't want to go, I guess, through the whole thing because I think that I heard before that none of you got any knowledge about Mayhill Street extension. All 5 of you went on record saying that you have no knowledge. So let me rephrase it, Council President, and let me ask the mayor. Since at the last work session meeting was set by the business administrator / clerk, Mr. Lodico, that the ordinance was wrote by the prior township attorney. The prior township attorney left on December 31st, 2012. Therefore, my question will be, somebody have to order the township attorney to write that ordinance. Mayor, 2 questions. When did you request the township, if you did so, When did you request the township attorney to write this ordinance? And the second question will be, was there any negotiations on the way with that developer? And if you inform the council members? Mayor, if I may, through the chair.
Continue your 10 minutes.
If you would like to keep going, we'll take the notes, Mr. Rodriguez, and then we'll answer your questions at the
All right.
end. And the
Because
council-
at the end of the day, like at the last month, it was said that it amounts to bribery. Words that actually they are trying to put into a shady deal right here, and I can say that. Why a shady deal? And I'm gonna say that very clear. I heard at one of the meetings that we have to have the facts right. Well, how can we have the facts right if none of my elected officials, none of my professionals know what's going on? I think that the left have to know what the right is doing. And when I say shady, is because with the scoops, we're trying to get to the bottom of this. I think that for the perception on this particular issue, I believe that it's the duty of this governing body to not just table it, but actually to let it die. To just do the first, to do a motion, not to have a second, and let it die. Otherwise, just knock it down and start all over again. Because somehow, there is so many people conflicted out right here that didn't conflict it out from the very beginning. Like I said before, I believe that with due all respect to Mr. Chukowski and Mr. Mulchtek, they should never, ever give you any piece of advice due to the fact that in the past, they have some kind of relationship with a developer. The mayor also have a property that actually has been presented to the governing body for a dedication of her street. That's a private road that is a financial gain. Whenever you're in that situation, actually you have to recuse yourself for the perception of the residents. Now, if we are going to do that and we have enough money to put up there for a private developer, so then it carry on to my next subject. If we have so much money and we don't even know if we're just gonna try to get the dedication of that particular partial road, or if we're gonna have to build from the white line all the way up to Sampson Street at one point or the other, because for so many years, and when AMP and Home Depot came afloat, not just the two security guard or the two patrol, the two crossing guards were in discussion, but also who owns the road. Can someone up there tell me who owns the road? Can someone up there tells me when the sewer or everything underneath was built? Can someone tell me what is 40 feet down or 30 feet down? I don't think so. But if we are so willing to put money into a developer, and with all respect to the children, the people of the future, that we are so glad to see so many, to congratulate them for the work and actually for the future, then on the name of that, instead of putting the money into a private developer, why don't we put money for safety, for the safety of our children? How embarrassment can be that a town like ours, as of July 1st, 2013, we are just going to have 13 superior officers and 10 patrolmen. That is an embarrassment. It means that someone, and I want to be on record right here to all the parents of the children, if someone make a phone call and you have an emergency for your children, that is almost 50 to 75% of the police force on the street. That is wrong, totally wrong, because we cannot have a platoon of a captain, lieutenant, and a sergeant. Are we kidding ourselves? To one of the council members that made a comment, why so many times up and down? Because of the economy. But it comes to a point that we have the chance on, as of July 1st, is going to be a vacancy for a captain position. Why don't we do something tonight and introduce it by title? A change of a table of organization, eliminate that particular position of captain, that it will save us $160,000 and hire 4 police officers at a $40,000 per year. That's how we got to start, from the bottom up, not from the up to the bottom. And also, I just want to remind you that you compromised in the past, most of you, that when Deputy Chief White retires, that position will not be filled. I presented to you an ordinance from Engle Park that before Deputy Chief retire, you can change the table of ordinance and just make it now. Once he retires, that position will be nullified. That will bring even more, another 4 or 5 patrol officers without raising the taxes for the homeowners and the working families in Saddlebrook. I'm bringing it to your attention because safety nowadays is that issue, the #1 issue, and if we really do care about children, about our neighbors, about the community, this is the time to act and not just to talk, but to do what you really mean. And you have to eliminate that position of captain and hire more police officers, because this is going on not just from last month, not from 2 months. How many times chief of police and most of the police officers have been here? This issue about the lack of manpower, we've been talking about since 2011. We are almost half of the year in 2013. Nothing has happened. We just heard about retirements, but no new police officers going into the economy or being hired. Why? Do any of you know more than the chief of police about safety? If we were able to find $450,000 in the budget to rehire 5 DPW workers, how come we cannot find another $500,000 to hire more police officers and put it on the street? What is more important? DPW workers or safety? I just want to put you on notice. If something happened, it was going to be in your hands. With all respect, I would like to ask you, all elected officials, including mayor and council, please think about this. This is a priority #1 in town. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. Okay. Wait 2 seconds, Larry, please.